afternoon, everyone. I'm Abhishek Bhadra, Head of Research at Magicbricks. Welcome to our panel discussion on the Magicbricks PropIndex January to March 2024 edition. Today, we are going to discuss how the unprecedented growth in Indian real estate market is affecting, all the stakeholders connected in the sector, consumers, builders, the government, and to discuss this, we have with us today Mr. Nitish Jain, Director, Arihant Group, Mr. Ankush Kaul, Chief Business Officer, Ambience Group, Mr. Mohit Goel, Chief Managing Director, Omax Limited. Welcome, gentlemen, to this discussion. The agenda, the agenda will go as follows. I'm going to give a brief presentation on some of the key findings that the Prop Index, the recent edition of the Prop Index report entails, and then we are going to have a detailed discussion around the trends and the insights and data points around what all is impacting the NCR market and the Pan India market. So with that, I'm going to share my screen and start the presentation. I hope the presentation is visible to all. So Prop Index is a quarterly report that we come up with. This is, this contains exhaustive information around the key movements in real estate markets related to demand, supply, and pricing. While we do this at a pan-India level, we also, provide information on what's happening at a region, sector, and city level across unit configurations, across the various stakeholders, the customer types, segments, and all the data that we compile is based on close to 2 crore monthly visitors that come out MB portal and the search for properties. And the supply side and pricing is clear, determined by the 15 lakh plus listings that are there on Magicbricks portal. So with that introduction, I'm going to talk about how the demand trend has witnessed a boom in the last 3 years, which is post-COVID. So we are seeing an unprecedented growth in the tune of 20 to 25% YOY growth in demand over the last 3 years pan-India. Right. While we saw a downturn between 2020 and 2021 due to COVID, since then it's been a bull run in the market. We are still in it, close to 3 years now, and and if I look at the NCR market, it kind of outperforms the Indian market in a lot of ways, and also aligns with what's happening at the Pan India front. So clearly, the three trends which are driving demand is, there was a lot of pent-up demand which we saw during COVID, wherein people did not have the buying power to buy houses, although they had the demand, but they were not able to fulfill because of, the obvious reasons around what was happening during COVID. So that was the reason why once, the pandemic got over, they started transacting, they started looking for properties, and hence the demand for properties has gone up. Secondly, favorable government policies like focus on infrastructure, focus on housing for all. We have seen infrastructure growth across many cities and regions in India, impacting the market, impacting demand, and the housing sentiment of consumers and the overall confidence is kind of on an all-time high. Thirdly, when we look at the urbanization factor, which is your migration of migrant workers from the tier 3 and tier 4 cities into the tier 1 cities, that is also triggering a huge demand for properties in the city centers and also in the peripheral areas. If I look at the unit configurations, the last 2 years we saw 3 BHKs ruling the market, in the sense that we saw an upswing in the luxury market. People started investing in 3 BHKs, large BHKs, clearly because the returns were higher and people wanted to live in more spacious apartments. There was a concept of work from home, but in the last 2 or 3 quarters, since a lot of offices have opened up and even prices have gone very high, in some of the regions and cities, we are seeing a rebound of 2 BHKs back in the market. So, if I look at the last quarter, the last 3 months, the share of 2 BHKs versus 3 BHKs as a total percentage of demand is around 42% each, and this is driven by the western cities of Mumbai, Navi Mumbai, Thane, and a couple of southern cities of Chennai and Bangalore. Clearly, the North Indian markets of NCR and the peripheral areas of Greater Noida West and all these areas, here we are still seeing an alignment towards 3 BHKs. Talking of supply, the overall supply, we are seeing a downward trend in the sense that obviously new launches pan India has sort of dried up over the last 1 year. But if I look at NCR, we have seen a lot of new launches coming up, especially in peripheral areas like Greater Noida West, New Gurgaon, Dwarka. So, this is the reason why, while overall supply, or if I say available inventory has gone down in India, NCR still sees a lot of options available for end users. So, if you look at the trend over the last couple of years, NCR has kind of peaked in terms of supply also. And we are seeing that trend continue in the last quarter as well. Talking of pricing movement, obviously with the demand soaring at around 20-25% hike per year, prices have also closely, gotten up. Pan India, we are seeing a 22% year-on-year hike over the last 3 years. NCR, we have seen a 28% year-on-year hike, in the prices of total available inventory. So, clearly there is a boom in the market. We are in a bull run. And with that, the presentation ends. And now I'm going to open the forum for discussion. I would like opening remarks from each one of you, starting with Mr. Nitish. If you can talk a bit about how this bull run is going to last over the next 2 to 3 years, or what's going to be the duration of this cycle.
So, hi, thank you for this presentation, first of all. As far as we are concerned, we see that supply is still a constraint as far as NCR and particularly Noida region is concerned. So in the last, I think there was a consolidation cycle before this bull run, which happened with the implementation of RERA, demonetization, and all those factors. So supply was already in a crunch, and availability of land is another issue as far as Noida is concerned. So these projects, which were recently launched post-COVID, they have received a tremendous response. As you said that in your presentation, that luxury is the new trend, or bigger size is the new trend. And people have absorbed those inventories. And again, 50-60% of those new launch projects are also sold off, whereas the delivery is going to happen in the next 2 to 3 years. So we are seeing supply constraint move towards premium segment, the customer upgrading to the premium segment. And therefore, we feel that the aspiration, the growth of India, that factor is also very strong. So people are believing in the India story. People are, again, as you said, real estate is back in trend. And all those in the last few years, maximum affordable housing got built in this region. So now those people, again, are looking for an upgrade. So there is a lot of pent-up demand in the system. And I feel for at least next 3 to 4 years, this cycle is going to continue, as supply is already quite short.
Okay. Mohit, you want to add to that?
Yeah, hi everyone. So I'll completely agree with Nitish. इसमें ज़्यादा बात करने की गुंजाइश नहीं है, because you've already showed the facts to us. Like what has happened in the last 3 years is something the whole real estate sector was waiting for the last 10 years. So it's a cyclic business. 2007, I think 2012, since 2012, we were waiting that real estate will start moving. But then he rightly mentioned few things happened, and that's when things got postponed. But after COVID, it's literally like the steam, it was just waiting to just go crazy. And we have been seeing the craze in the last 3 years, pretty much in every segment of real estate. Not just resi, you just pick up anything, resi, office, retail, any segment, and it's going, people are going gaga about it. Affordable mein affordable ke ghar nahi bache hain. Luxury, yeah, of course, because profitability increases tremendously. That's why people are going crazy for luxury. People need bigger homes. Having said that, I mean, to answer your question crisply, I see for the next 1 year, this will continue. But after that, I see prices kind of holding up. I don't see prices going up by 20% year on year, because होता क्या है हमारे यहाँ पे, हमारे देश में, जैसे स्टॉक मार्केट या रियल एस्टेट या कुछ भी ऐसा एसेट क्लास होता है, वो उसको भागना होता है 5 साल में बराबर वो, बट वो पहले 2-3 साल में ही भाग जाता है और फिर बाकी 2 साल वो रिलैक्स करता है. तो आई सी दोस नेक्स्ट कपल ऑफ इयर्स ऑफ रिलैक्सिंग, अगेन आई एम सेइंग कि प्राइसिंग ज्यादा नहीं भागने वाले हैं, बट वॉल्यूम्स या जो सेल्स हो रही है वो ठीक ठीक चलती रहेगी, बिकॉज नीतीश ने बिल्कुल ठीक बोला कि अवेलेबिलिटी नहीं है। और अवेलेबिलिटी में आई वुड लाइक टू मेंशन हियर, अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ द राइट प्रोडक्ट बाय द राइट डेवलपर एट द राइट लोकेशन नहीं है। Otherwise, if you see, bhai, Unitech, JP, Amrapali, and there's so many developers who've got immense of land bank, but it's not there in the market because of whatever issues. So market में जो availability है वो बहुत restricted है। तो एक साल ठीक चलता रहेगा, मेरे को उसके बाद थोड़ा सा प्राइस होल्ड दिख रहा है। एंड 2026, 2027, that's when you'll see a bull run which no one's seen before. That is my expectation, and it will continue for the next 10 years.
So there's going to be a price correction, if
No,
I
no,
may
no.
put it correctly.
I am definitely not saying there'll be a price correction. मैं बस इतना बोल रहा हूँ कि आपने अभी डेटा दिखाया 28% ईयर ऑन ईयर आपके रेट भागे हैं,
Right.
वो परसेंटेज नहीं होगी। That's all I'm saying.
Consolidation आ जाएगा, price rise होगा, but at a low level.
मच लोअर लेवल, क्योंकि अभी 15-20 हजार रुपए फुट अगर लग्जरी की बात नोएडा में हो रही है, जो कि पहले कोई इमेजिन भी नहीं कर सकता था, which is a reality now. But I don't see that 20,000 rupees going to 30,000 or 35,000, not at all. So 15 to 20,000 is a range bound number which will continue to happen. But of course, having said that, कि अगर कोई सप्लाई आती ही नहीं है नोएडा में, जो कि मुझे नहीं लगता पॉसिबल है, डेफिनेटली आएगी, then of course, then I can't say anything.
Sure, thanks, Mohit. Ankush, your opening statement, comments?
गुड आफ्टरनून एवरीबॉडी। मोहित जी गुड आफ्टरनून, सलिल जी गुड आफ्टरनून। तो मैं बिल्कुल नीतीश जी और मोहित जी दोनों से सहमत हूँ, बिल्कुल दे एब्सोल्युटली ऑन द बॉल एज फार एज and more so with Mohit ji, because I also expect what happens is basically what's happened in the last about 15 months, and I'm being a little Gurgaon centric, or even for that matter Noida. What's happened is, like, if I kind of put my estimates in the right perspective, if I talk about the new launches जिससे हम basically pricing derive कर रहे हैं, YOY जो growth हुई, इनफैक्ट बड़ी एक पहली बार मैंने देखा है कि जो रेडी टू मूव इन स्टॉक है अभी मार्केट में, वो नए लॉन्चेस से कम रेट पे है। सो द फर्स्ट टाइम दैट आई एम नोटिसिंग दैट न्यू लॉन्चेस are actually 10 to 15% more than what the micro market is offering as a ready to move. So that's a very surprising thing. Maybe the cost of acquisition now has become, so dear, that वो price viability या जो commercial viability वो एक certain price point पे ही आ रही है, तो obviously so that is there. तो उसकी sustainability में एक तो जो my colleagues, my fellow panelists have said that this will last for a bit. I mean, positivity rahegi, but there will be a little bit of जो जिस velocity से that curve will flatten out a little bit.
Yeah.
And secondly, if you realize, see, if I estimate correctly, there have been about 4,500 to 5,000 new units which have been absorbed. We've heard of project being sold out in 24 hours, 48 hours, minus 48 hours also.
Yeah.
We've seen all that. So obviously it's a no-brainer that obviously there are a lot of investors stepping in. Now, for me, a home is an end user product. So 6 months down the line, 12 months down the line, there'll be a time when he'll have to search deeper into his wallet, to pay a CLP or a PLP, जो भी होगा, जब demand आएगी तो भाई देना पड़ेगा. So if I have 50% of people who are buying a 5 crore product with 2 crores availability, and they'll need to change hands eventually, तो वो कहीं ना कहीं transactions होगी, but वो एक जेब से दूसरी जेब पे पैसा जाएगा. तो कहीं ना कहीं इस पे जो नया स्टॉक जो आएगा उस पे शायद थोड़ा बहुत फर्क पड़ेगा. So the velocity will kind of soften up a little bit going forward. The price, the curve will also kind of flatten out a little bit. But of course, as they say कि भाई real estate किसी logic, किसी macro micro factor पे चलता नहीं है. It's all sentiment driven, it's all hype driven. तो ये हमारे लिए बहुत अच्छी बात है, और ये I'm sure, like, for the next 12 to 18 months, ये जो तेजी है वो definitely बरकरार रहेगी.
You made a very valid point, Ankush, when you said that investors are back, in the market, and there are people who are actually buying properties, from an investment perspective. So we saw a very similar scenario between 2004 and 2009, wherein, we had a very similar bull run wherein prices, so there was a price bubble which got created, and because of a lot of speculation which was happening from investors. So do you think that happening in this particular phase, or is it different?
No, I would definitely say there is enough caution and enough regulatory, fencing that is there. So I don't expect it to go rampant, but yes, I would, exercise a lot of caution, in terms of, how much newer stock should come into the market, how much further absorption that I can expect. So, those parameters definitely I'll be. So as I said, it's a natural, ये जो booms की हम बात कर रहे हैं हमेशा cyclical ही रहे हैं. Every decade
Yeah.
has a certain cycle which is recognizable, rememberable for like years. कि हमें पता है कि वो जब last time I think वो द्वारका एक्सप्रेसवे NPR SPR की जब 2007 8 9 10 11 12 तक चला था. अब Dwarka Expressway is back with a bang. So ये सब, it's very cyclical in nature. It will happen, but then again, as I said, with the regulatory framework also there in place, I don't think we're going to have a decline in sentiments or in transactions also. But yes, the 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 steepness will definitely kind of soften up.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. We have Mr. Salil Kumar who has joined us. He is Director CRC Group. Welcome, Mr. Salil.
Yeah, good afternoon. See, the thing is, I'm very, very positive about Indian market. It is, I little differ with Ankush. This is not sentiment driven. The fundamental of Indian market are at the strongest point at the moment. Our GDP is robust, going very well this year, next year, and next year, or are indicating plus minus of 7%. The growth rate is the biggest growth rate in the history of world at the moment. After downfall of China, and the whole of the world is looking at India as going to be the third largest economy soon. So the fundamental of Indian real estate market will, to the best of my knowledge, the places like Gurgaon, your Mumbai, Bandra Kurla area, Bangalore area, your Hyderabad area, and particularly your Noida, all will be range in the range of $400, and which that is why you must have seen in the last year Noida prices are doubled, because this is not a sentiment driven market. These are the corrections which are coming in Noida, because it has to touch a market of $350, $400 per square feet. This is my anticipation. So Indian market, and moreover, if you've seen, there is a latest demand has come, the luxury housing of minimum 4-bedroom area, and those are around 4,000 square feet areas. That is the new segment has evolved, and this is in very, very nascent stage. It is just post-COVID. Whole of the India is want to buy any good fellow. He wants to buy 4,000 square feet house of minimum 4-bedroom. So that's the new segment, and where the prices are also sharpening like to $300, $400. Now India, your major areas you can talk in terms of dollars, because those are touching those prices. And similarly, the office, if you talk about commercial, our rate of your organized market is nearly 17-18%, which has to grow to 60-70% in the recent next 30 years. So retail market is again very, very strong. And thirdly, the office market, there is a great shortage of A+ grade offices, because now when your houses are good, you are going to a good mall, you need to have a nice office as well. So interestingly, next 20 to 25 years, Indian real estate is shining like a gold. This is my anticipation and will continue. Of course, the velocity in between, because it's a dynamic market, there will be plus and minuses little bit, but the overall graph will continue to increase for next 20 to 25 years. This is my. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Salil. Very insightful, comments you mentioned. So the next point I want to touch upon is that Dwarka seems to be emerging as a demand hotspot in NCR. Even the traffic data that we see on our MB portal indicates that Dwarka is now in the top 3 most searched localities in India. In NCR. So, how do you see this as a phenomena? What is triggering this demand growth? Can Mohit talk about this?
I can talk about that because interestingly, I have been worked largely on both the areas, Gurgaon and Noida. So, both the markets are actually, if you see, the urbanization brought people to the Delhi area. If I repeat, the urbanization brought initially people to the Delhi area. But the Delhi area, the urbanization planning was done in 1970-80, did not include the basement parking and structured infrastructure living. So whosoever is getting now, most of the offices complex, IT industries has emerged as the strongest bringing of our GDP here. So they are located either in Gurgaon, either in Noida area now. Demarcated on I'm talking about NCR area. And now there is a clear-cut demarcation that people living in East Delhi, Lajpat Nagar side of Delhi, Ghaziabad side of Delhi, part of UP area, they are all shifting to Noida for a better living standards because of a good housing availability. And rest of the people of Delhi area, they are all next generation. I'm talking about generation next. The next generation is shifting to Gurgaon. So there is a clear-cut demarcation. Like, if I should say, there is a mandate like kind of thing for people of East Delhi to shift it to Noida area. Similarly, the other side of Delhi, they are shifting to Noida. And now Gurgaon, Gurgaon. Now Gurgaon, your already touched Golf Course Road has already touched $400 plus. And MG Road as well. Now, so Sona Road is also very strong. And Extension Road is also now very strong. That is also touching around $250, $300. So now the only availability in Gurgaon is a Dwarka Expressway, which is again a nice area and is available in the range of what you talk about $150 plus minus. So what I'm talking about dollar theory, wherever there is a less than $350, $300, there a lot of people will be shifting to those areas. And this is happening both in Dwarka Expressway and Noida as well. So many people, they know, unless the price reaches to $400, then people look for another areas. This is my comment. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Kumar. Mohit, you want to add to that?
First thing first, I think हमारे जो customers हैं वो इंडिया के हैं and consumers and जितने भी हमारे viewers हैं, तो सलील सर हम डॉलर नहीं रुपये में बात करें तो ज्यादा बढ़िया है और हम एक दिन जरूर आएगा जब रुपया डॉलर को हराएगा तो रुपये में बात करते हैं. And
Mohit, I'll take your word. We are going to be the third largest economy.
हाँ सर
मैं बड़ा talks about dollar, so this is my understanding between the developer. So that's I thought this is a clear way. It's very easy to talk about.
I got it sir, but जो हमारा viewer है ना जो ये देखने वाला है शो वो रुपये में समझेगा. और मैं
एक्चुअली मोहित जी वो एक्चुअली हमारी सबकी ना NRI सेल्स अब 25-30% पे पहुंच रही है ना, इसलिए अब वो डॉलर की आदत हो गई है. सबको हम डॉलर में एक्सप्लेन करते हैं.
This was my next point.
भैया 25-30% के लिए 70% को मत भूल जाओ. And okay, coming back to the question.
Yeah, go ahead, Mohit.
जी. द्वारका का बहुत सिंपल सा रीजन है यार कि why it is doing extremely well. एक्सप्रेसवे आज से 5 साल पहले बन जाता, 10 साल पहले बन जाता, तब वो मार्केट चल जाती. जिस दिन भी वो एक्सप्रेस वे बनना था वो मार्केट चलनी थी. आई थिंक किसी को कोई डाउट नहीं है, बिकॉज द लोकेशन, गुड़गांव की जो पैदाइश है, गुड़गांव इज नथिंग बट गुड़गांव इज द सन ऑफ दिल्ली प्लस एयरपोर्ट. इफ एयरपोर्ट इज द मदर, दिल्ली इज द पापा, तो इन दोनों का बच्चा गुड़गांव है. एंड उस बच्चे का बड़ा भाई होने वाला था द्वारका एक्सप्रेसवे, बट द्वारका एक्सप्रेसवे बना नहीं, इसलिए द्वारका एक्सप्रेसवे वाला जो भी माइक्रो मार्केट था वो चला नहीं था. अभी वो एक्सप्रेसवे बिल्कुल तैयार है. हमारे पीएम साहब ने इनॉग्रेशन कर दिया उसका. दैट इज द रीजन पीपल आर गोइंग गागा अबाउट इट. वो बेसिकली गागा वाली बात नहीं है कि अगेन वो बात है 10 साल 12 साल से वो चीज रुकी हुई थी. लोगों ने काफी, आई वुड से काफी इन्वेस्टर ने पैसा भी उसमें गवाया, क्योंकि वो पहले सोच के चले थे कि ये पहले बन जाएगा, बट वट एवर रीजन पहले नहीं बना. हैविंग सेड दैट, अब बन चुका है. एंड द्वारका एज अ रीजन, आई मीन मैं दो बातें करूंगा. एक द्वारका दिल्ली की बात करूंगा, एक द्वारका एक्सप्रेस पे गुड़गांव रीजन की बात करूंगा, बिकॉज बोथ आर द मार्केट्स व्हिच आर अवेलेबल इन रियल एस्टेट एट प्रेजेंट. सो द्वारका somehow हमारे गवर्नमेंट का बहुत फोकस है द्वारका रीजन पे, एंड वी एज बिजनेसमैन वी शुड बी अलाइंड विद द फोकस ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट. तो द्वारका में आपका सबसे बड़ा पार्क आ रहा है, वंदना पार्क बन रहा है वहां पे 200 एकड़ का, विच इज इक्वल टू सम सॉर्ट ऑफ सिंगापुर पार्क. बिगेस्ट कन्वेंशन सेंटर इज ऑलरेडी बीन ओपन बाय द पीएम साहब. डिप्लोमेटिक इनक्लेव आ रहा है. करीब 150 एकर्स का उन्होंने वहां पे रखा है कि वहां पे वो सब लोग ऑफिस, कमर्शियल, वो सारे एरिया लेके आने वाले हैं. तो द होल फोकस ऑन द्वारका दिल्ली इज सच दैट इट इज गोइंग टू बिकम द नेक्स्ट एपी सेंटर ऑफ दिल्ली. जैसे आज दिल्ली को देखते हैं आप, कनॉट प्लेस से शुरू होते हैं कि कनॉट प्लेस से मेरा प्रॉपर्टी इतना दूर है या ये लैंड इतना दूर है. आने वाले 5 या 10 साल में वो, मेरा मानना है कि द्वारका हो जाएगा, बिकॉज उसको एयरपोर्ट का साथ मिल जाएगा, प्लस ये सारी जो डेवलपमेंट सारी की सारी आ रही है वो मिल जाएगा. तो उसका स्पिल ओवर इफेक्ट डेफिनेटली द्वारका एक्सप्रेस पे गुड़गांव को भी आएगा. तो द प्राइस पॉइंट्स एट विच डेवलपर्स टुडे दे सेलिंग एट से 15,000, अगेन 12 to 20,000 रुपीज की रेंज में रेजिडेंशियल चल रहा है आपका द्वारका एक्सप्रेस पे गुड़गांव में. एंड द्वारका आप उसको ऑलमोस्ट उसको डबल कर लीजिए, करीब 25 से 35 के आसपास. तो द फ्यूचर फॉर दीज टू माइक्रो मार्केट्स एज पर मी इज इन द बेस्ट, इनक्रेडिबल इन दिल्ली एनसीआर. बिकॉज ऑफ एयरपोर्ट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, UER2 बन चुका है, द्वारका एक्सप्रेसवे बन चुका है. वो सारी ना अब बातें नहीं रही है कि यार ये बन जाएगा तो ये हो जाएगा, ये हो जाएगा तो ये हो जाएगा. वो सब हो चुका है. So I'll put all my money in that particular market. That's all I can say.
Okay, thanks, Mohit. So it's basically going to be a luxury segment, like a belt wherein a lot of luxury projects are going to come up, good ROI for investors. That's how I see it in that particular stretch.
So, क्या अभी भी ना हम लोग लग्जरी एंड अफोर्डेबल को ना बहुत ही लूजली वर्ड बोलते हैं. मेरे को ना ये बात अपने व्यूअर्स को बात समझानी है. जो अफोर्डेबल पहले था ना, उसकी तो बात ही कोई नहीं कर रहा है. जो पहले लग्जरी था वो आज अफोर्डेबल है, और आज सुपर लग्जरी है. I'm so sorry, वे थोड़ा मैं समझाना चाहूंगा जो चीज, क्योंकि we were the pioneers to do luxury projects in say नोएडा एंड फरीदाबाद. तो नोएडा में आप प्रोजेक्ट है हमारा एक फॉरेस्ट करके. At that point in time, we were selling at 5,500 rupees per square feet and calling it a super luxury product. Today, new developers are selling project at 20,000 rupees per square feet and calling it a super luxury project. That is luxury today. 15 से 20,000 रुपए फुट. एंड जो अफोर्डेबल है ना, अफोर्डेबल पहले 3,000 रुपए फुट था, आज अफोर्डेबल इज 8,000 रुपीज पर स्क्वायर फीट. तो द्वारका एक्सप्रेस वे, इट्स नॉट जस्ट गोना बी लग्जरी कि 20,000 रुपए फुट का ही वहां पे इन्वेंट्री आने वाला है. इट्स गोना बी फ्रॉम 8,000 to 20,000. So it's going to be different micro market with all kind of segments. And of course, I don't expect 3,000 रुपए फुट में कुछ वहां पे कोई लॉन्च करने वाला है, but 8,000 रुपए above ही सब कुछ लॉन्च होने वाला है, which as per me is luxury only. But difference between luxury and super luxury we have to create today.
Correct. I'll come to Nitish. Nitish, just wanted to know, we have seen that 2 BHKs are kind of rising pan India, which clearly could be an effect of the sustained rise in prices, and prices are increasing in the tune of 20 to 25% almost in every city. So is that, I mean, of course, Delhi primarily is a 3 BHK market, has always been and seems to be, the same story even currently. So, do you think this trend is going to continue in Delhi, or do you feel that people are going to move into more compact apartments? How is the supply going to be? Is it going to be more on the 3 BHK side, larger apartments, or is it going to be on the compact apartment side? Just wanted to hear it from a developer's perspective.
Yeah. So as far as new supply is concerned, everybody, like people have already said earlier, that since prices have also gone up, the ticket size or the per square foot size that we are creating has also gone up due to cater to that kind of a demand and that customer. But once this cycle sort of slows down a bit, I think compact is going to come back again, because since the last 2 years, whatever latest launch we're tracking in, especially in the Noida region, anywhere you look, either even Ghaziabad for that matter, all bigger sizes are being built. So all of a sudden, post-COVID, no small inventory is getting created. So I think that is again a little bit caution that we see, that all of a sudden, मतलब India ठीक है, तरक्की कर रहा है, बहुत अच्छी बात है, everything is rock solid. But 60-70 का lakhs का जो flat था, आज उस एरिया में 2, 2.5, 3 करोड़ बन चुका. तो all of a sudden वो 1.5 करोड़ को लोगों ने अब सॉर्ट ऑफ करना शुरू कर दिया है, तो वो एक थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम है. बट एज फार एज जहां पे भी रेट 8 से 10,000 की रेंज में है, वहां पे 2 BHK की ट्रैक्शन इज डिसेंट. आई वुडंट से इट इज एट पार विद 3 BHK, बट स्टिल इट्स इन गुड डिमांड, because people want to live in a better area. They want, for example, even in our project, one project, we have 2 BHK inventory. So there, if the amenities is quite strong, for example, like a movie hall, a restaurant, and all these luxury facilities are being provided with a 2 BHK at a good location. So people are interested in buying that because they're getting a good area, they're getting a good project from a good developer. So 2 BHK will be strong in that 8 to 10,000 segment if giving all those good factors in a project and everything. Demand as far as Delhi side is concerned is always 3 BHK. Again, see, if the price is such in per square foot terms, you're obviously going to want a bigger apartment. So 2 BHK doesn't make sense. And 2 BHK definitely costs a lot more to the developers in terms of the less square foot that you sell and number of toilets and all those things that we go through. So it doesn't make a lot of financial sense also sometimes to build a 2 BHK. But now having infrastructure being built in Yamuna, Jewar Airport and all these things coming up and NH getting expanded, new micro markets are going to be created where entry level products, so 2 BHK, compact 3 BHK are going to be built and opportunities are going to come there. Earlier, the drive down time from, let's say, Noida to Yamuna was far. Now it has reduced due to better infrastructure. So people are exploring newer areas, people are venturing out, and that is urbanization. So eventually the cycle will keep on going as it is, but newer pockets will develop and compact sizes will start coming up there.
Got it. And on that note, we are also seeing that Mayur Vihar and Rohini, here the searches have really gone up. We are looking at close to 15 to 20% increase in every quarter. The searches are going up by 15% in Mayur Vihar and Rohini, and this has been for the last at least 5 quarters now. So are we, seeing a very robust resale market in these areas? What is triggering the demand?
So
is it also aligning with what's happening on the transactions front on the ground, or just wanted to know?
When we talk to the banks also, we have gotten a sense that the real estate market is, the resale market is much bigger right now. But that is one primarily due to lack of inventories available, lack of new projects up faster. And then the price gap between, like earlier Salil said, that ready-to-move-in inventory is available at a discount than the new launch. Because new launch is coming up with newer amenities, better planning, much more luxury. So the ready-to-move-in inventory is trading at a downward price. So who is not able to afford a new project, he is easily doing a transaction in the resale market. So you're seeing quite healthier numbers in resale. For example, in Noida Extension, Greater Noida West, a new launch is starting at about 10 to 11,000 rupees a square foot. And the resale is at about 7,500 rupees a square foot in an older project. So the customer who wants to live in Greater Noida West, wants to work from there, has his family there, for him it makes a good financial decision to buy into that project, considering that project is a decent project, obviously. for majority of the last decade, a lot of haphazard construction has happened, unfortunately. A lot of first-time players came into the market. The project quality that was supposed to be delivered by a lot of people was not delivered. So the customer is upgrading from that. He's moving to better projects, and that is why demand will continue to be strong again. You have new people coming in and you have older people upgrading also. But the gap between new and the old is such that if somebody wants to live in a particular area, so he can go for a good resale option, and resale will remain strong because new and old will be trading at quite a big difference, and cost of construction and amenities are also quite different in new projects. So that difference will remain. So resale will thrive, I think.
Okay. Ankush, wanted to understand, I mean, we are seeing that there is a rise in sustainability. I mean, a lot of developers are moving towards sustainable construction quality. Customers are also looking for, eco-friendly homes and, quality of construction, which is equivalent to a more sustainable living. Are developers also feeling that way? I mean, the new launches which are coming up, are developers aligned with what's required on the customer's end? So what is the thinking on that front?
So obviously, I think it's actually rather coming more from the developer side than, it's actually being asked for.
Yeah.
So obviously, there is merit in being, conscious, environmentally conscious. So, and in fact, it's not a new trend. It's been there for over a decade, and, intelligent use of, natural lighting, natural flow of air, emphasis on healthy living. So all those factors have, already been, kind of, accommodated in all the new launches that you see. Enough open spaces within the projects, great, integrated, common areas within the projects, social within the clubhouses, health clubs, swimming, everything. So, and also obviously eco-friendly practices by, rainwater harvesting. So everything is basically, and it's a great, marketing, communication also that you have that, while, you are, you're in the business of real estate, yet you are, very, very environmentally conscious and sustainable. You're thinking about sustainability, about recycling, about all these things. So obviously, it kind of makes the buyer, kind of more conscious and more aware and a little more attracted towards, this kind of communication, which makes, as if you're also contributing to, eco-friendliness and, being environmentally conscious.
Got it. I'm going to spend some time, I mean, just a few moments on Greater Noida West. I mean, this is one locality where we are seeing unprecedented growth. I mean, a property which was probably selling at 4,000 per square feet in 2021, which is now selling at 8,000 per square feet. I mean, we are looking at a price rise of rise of 100% over the last 2 years. Not even 2 years, 1.5 years. Any specific reason why we are seeing this kind of a price rise in Greater Noida West? Can we have Salil sir answer this?
Gentlemen, as I told you, India fundamental are very, very strong. Your Greater Noida West, rather not two year, in last 1 year, it has gone doubled. It was hovering around 5,000, 5,500, and now even we are planning a new launch to the range of 12,000 rupees now, 12,500 something. That is, we are planning new launch shortly in couple of months. So it's more than double in just 1 year. And obviously the factor is demand supply gap. Why? The expressway in the Noida has gone to around $250. The recent new luxury launches, and the normal housing is around 15,000, 14,000 rupees per square feet on expressway. And again, there is a large chunk of Delhi residing in those Mandavli area, Patparganj area, 62 areas where now there is a lot of boom has come up. So those people want to shift to the proximity of Noida, and that is the Greater Noida West, from 62 Indirapuram side, it is hardly a distance, driving distance of 10 kilometers. Because we have rather 3 projects in Greater Noida West running. So we know everything what is happening around. So it is purely a game of demand-supply gap. Because again, I says a lot of East Delhi people or Indirapuram people where saturation has come up, they all are coming to Greater Noida West. And that is their preferred destination. I had a couple of discussions with many customers. Why don't you buy on the Expressway or Greater Noida side? They say, no, it is nearer to Delhi. We like to buy it here only. So that is the area is happening around. And this is again, Greater Noida West is like a replica of Delhi. A lot of hustle bustle, shopping, everything is close by. That is, so it is purely like a replica of typical Delhi area. So that is why they prefer living from one place to another place. This is happening there. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Salil. Mohit, how do you feel, the infrastructure development has shaped up, and from a government's perspective, the developer community, what kind of support is it looking for? What kind of policies would really help the real estate market in Delhi NCR over the next 3 or 4 years?
Infrastructure, I think the government is doing really crazy about it. One thing the government has done is to push a lot of money into infrastructure. I think we are creating world records in terms of the roads we are creating per annum. So nothing to say there. Complete focus. तो वहां तो कुछ मांगने की नीड नहीं है, मांगने से पहले ही सब कुछ मिल रहा है इस गवर्नमेंट से फॉर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. एंड रही बात पॉलिसी की चीज, मैं हर बारी बस एक दो ही चीज मांगता हूँ, बस वही 2 चीज मेरी स्टैंडर्ड है. I don't know when it will come, but I'm sure we are moving towards it. First is the industry status to us, to our sector, and second is that one single window clearance. देखिए सर, नीतीश यहाँ पे बैठा है, मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लगा. नीतीश से आई एम टॉकिंग टू द फर्स्ट टाइम ओवर दिस वेबिनार. मैं वैसे कभी मिला नहीं हूँ, अदरवाइज आई नो लॉट ऑफ पीपल, बट द नेक्स्ट जेन इज इन दिस इंडस्ट्री नाउ. एंड जो शायद हमारे पापा लोगों ने 6-6 महीने 7 बार अप्रूवल के लिए गए उधर, वो हम लोग नहीं कर पाएंगे यार. तो हमें सिंगल क्लियरेंस विंडो दे दीजिए और हमें काम करने दीजिए. we will make you guys proud that the next generation is also creating beautiful buildings, sustainable buildings, the best kind of product for our customer, and the best kind of things and real estate for the nation. Because I'm really passionate for real estate, because that's the first thing you see in a country whenever you land. मैं दुबई जाता हूँ, मैं लंदन जाऊंगा, मैं पेरिस जाऊंगा, the first thing I will get out of the airport and see is real estate. तो 2 things, industry status, single clearance window, बाकी सब गवर्नमेंट मस्त काम कर रही है, बहुत बढ़िया गवर्नमेंट काम कर रही है. I'll be very happy with it.
Great, thanks, Mohit. Nitish, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I totally perfectly agree with him, क्योंकि इंडस्ट्री स्टेटस मिल जाए, हमारी जो कॉस्ट ऑफ फंड्स है वो जो जब ड्रास्टिकली रिड्यूस होगी, एंड सिंगल विंडो क्लियरेंस से दैट अगेन दैट टाइम स्पेन 1 ईयर जो वेस्ट होते हैं अप्रूवल्स वगैरह के लिए, वो रिड्यूस होगा. सो इवेंचुअली प्राइस भी सॉफन मिलेगा आई थिंक एंड यूजर को. सो इट इज अ बिगेस्ट चेंज दैट वन वी कैन होप फॉर. एंड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में जैसे मोहित ने कहा कि गवर्नमेंट बहुत बढ़िया काम कर रही है, वहां तो कोई कमेंट है ही नहीं है. इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बनता रहेगा, नए नए पॉकेट्स बनते रहेंगे, तो रियल एस्टेट फ्लरिश करता रहेगा, and people are going to get uplifted definitely. The market is going to get broadened much. I think अभी भी real estate इंडिया में बहुत nascent stage पे है. मतलब आप चाइना को देखो, ठीक है डिफॉल्ट में आ गया तो उसकी एग्जांपल शायद नहीं देना चाहिए, बट जीडीपी फ्रॉम कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ रियल एस्टेट 5% में था चाइना जब ग्रोथ स्टोरी शुरू हुई, एंड 35% तक इट वेंट. तो वी आर एट अबाउट 6-7%. And that $5-10 trillion dream of Indian economy, wo without real estate expansion, it is not going to easily happen also. So I think everything is going on the right track, and developers just need to be cautious and bring in products, deliver much faster. I feel now if everything is good, so at least we know that we are working to how to reduce the time cycle by 1.5 years. So जो committed है उससे 1.5 साल पहले customer को देना है. So we as developers also have to change ourselves, bring in much faster delivery timeline, reduce cost, and move forward and build India faster, I think.
Correct.
Yeah, and Abhishek, one more thing. I mean, the best part is, I mean, we're talking about infrastructure. I remember like back in 2009, 10, 11, 12 हम इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की कल्पना करते थे और उसको पिच करते थे और उसके बारे में बोलते थे ये आएगा, ये यहाँ आएगा, मेट्रो आएगी, ये हाईवे आएगा, एक्सप्रेसवे आएगा, एंड इट्स एक्चुअली देयर राइट नाउ. So that is something that is, something that's a first for us. It's, we've actually seen whatever we used to predict. And there was a period when we used to keep predicting it was not happening. But last 5 years or 6 years, there has been a flurry of, these new roads and new, connectivity and the metro, the network, everything has come and it's there and it's being used. So that's like proof of the pudding. And that's where, we have, actually, got so much of leverage from. So that's recommendable, absolutely.
Great. I think we have covered a lot of ground today on the NCR market. Any closing comments from any one of you? Mohit, any closing comments for our audience?
I think Salil sir को बोलना है, Salil sir को बोलने देते हैं. Salil sir, आपका म्यूट है, म्यूट पे हो आप?
यस, अनम्यूट कर दिया.
प्लीज बताएं.
मेरा ये कहना है कि दोस्तों, हमारी गवर्नमेंट ने आज हमें एक ऐसे मुकाम पे ले आए हैं अपने देश को कि जो हमने सोचा नहीं था. तो आज अब हमारी बारी है देश को वापस देने की. हम देखिए, डिमांड की बात है तो आज इवन आप ए ग्रेड, हम प्राइम एरियाज की बातें छोड़ दें, एनसीआर की, मेट्रोज की, तो इवन बी टाउन में भी आप देखेंगे कि अभी 2-3 साल बाद हर टाउन को एक नया टाउन चाहिए. वहां पे ऐसी डिमांड्स आ रही हैं. आगरा को नया आगरा चाहिए, मथुरा को नया मथुरा चाहिए, आपको गोरखपुर को नया गोरखपुर चाहिए. तो अभी तो रियल एस्टेट मार्केट इंडिया में इवॉल्व हुआ है. लोग अच्छा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, जैसे नोएडा जैसी मार्केट लोग सब जगह चाहते हैं. तो इतना कमाने वाला है. हमारी बारी है कि हम देश को अच्छा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के टर्म्स में अच्छी हाउसिंग, अच्छे प्रोजेक्ट्स, अच्छे रिटेल क्वालिटी वाले प्रोजेक्ट्स दें, टाइम पे दें और देश का नाम आगे बढ़ाएं. कि आज जो डेवलपर कम्युनिटी को लोग थोड़ा सा तिरछी निगाहों से देखते हैं, वो प्यार भरी निगाहों से देखने लगे हम लोगों. ये मेरी विश लिस्ट है. थैंक यू.
थैंक यू सर. मोहित, यू वांट टू ऐड एनीथिंग?
सर, अभी ये क्रेडाई की कॉन्फ्रेंस नहीं चल रही है, हमारे व्यूअर कस्टमर्स हैं, डेवलपर नहीं है.
हाँ, तो मैं कस्टमरों के लिए बता रहा हूँ कि हम सब कमिटेड हैं कि जितनी यंग जनरेशन, मोहित है, नितेश हैं, अंकुश हैं, सभी लोग और भी डेवलपर हैं, हम सब लोग कमिटेड हैं बहुत अच्छे प्रोडक्ट को टाइमली देने के लिए और नए नए इनोवेशंस के साथ देने के लिए. सबके बिहाफ पे हम आप लोगों को बहुत अच्छी चीज देने वाले हैं और समय पे देने वाले हैं. जो किसी भी वजह से आप लोगों को कभी लगता था, तो आप सब लोग जो हैं, हमको यही है, बहुत प्यार देंगे और हम आप लोगों को बहुत अच्छी डिलीवरीज और टाइम पे देंगे. दिस इज आवर कमिटमेंट.
सुपर. Yeah. So closing remarks quickly. We are in a situation right now, the most confusing situation. As a viewer or as a customer or as an investor, this is the most confusing state for real estate. कि यार गाड़ी छूट गई है, दुगने हो गए हैं प्राइसेस, अब मैं इस बस में बैठूं कि नहीं बैठूं, क्योंकि करेक्शन होगी कि नहीं होगी. So अब वही लोग बच गए हैं जो इस बस में नहीं है. जो लोग बस में कूद गए वो तो देखेंगे भी नहीं है शो. दिल बी मोर देन हैप्पी, भैया डबल हो गया प्राइसेस, क्या देखना. तो ये उन्हीं व्यूअर्स के लिए जो लोग शायद ये कॉल नहीं ले पाए. They were scared for whatever reasons, and now they are scared to even enter this journey, yes or no. So as Salil sir rightly said, long-term strategy or long-term journey for the country, for the sector, for any micro market of this country is sorted, is absolutely sorted. Long-term, you will not lose your money. It's gonna be appreciated only. But having said, so this is a long-term vision of say 10 years. It's a win-win, no-brainer. घुस जाओ real estate में, कहीं पे कुछ भी ठीक से developer से आप चीज ले लीजिए, you will make money on your investment. Short term, हाँ, मैं कहूंगा भी साल, जैसे मैंने पहले भी कहा, साल 1.5 साल में I don't see price rise, but आप velocity चलती जाएगी, आपकी रीसेल भी चलेगी, आपकी प्राइमरी मार्केट भी चलेगी. You will not get stuck. बहुत सारे लोग, मेरे बहुत सारे दोस्त लोग थे, 2012 में एक प्रॉपर्टी ली थी, वो 2020-21 तक बेचना चाह रहा था, उसकी प्रॉपर्टी उसके सेम रेट पे भी नहीं बिक रही थी. 21 में सेम रेट पे उसने बेची और अगले 2 साल में वो प्रॉपर्टी डबल हो गई. तो He was regretting like anything. तो सीधा मैं इतना ही बोलूंगा कि आप साल भर का होराइजन ना रखें, 3 साल 10 साल का होराइजन रखें एंड कम बाय द प्रॉपर्टी. अगर आप इन्वेस्टर हैं तो आपको आरओआई मिलेगी. रेजिडेंशियल पिछले 2 साल में बहुत ज्यादा हीटेड अप हुआ है. रिटेल या कमर्शियल साइड हीटेड अप नहीं हुआ है. तो इफ आई हैव टू चूज, आई विल चूज द कमर्शियल एंड द रिटेल ओवर रेजिडेंशियल इफ आई एम द इन्वेस्टर एंड आई एम हियर टू मेक मनी. And if I'm the end user, I mean, it's heaven right now because great locations have come up, great micro markets have come out, and great developers are there to deliver the right quality on time. अब वो वाली market नहीं है. You don't have to be scared of the fact कि यार ये developer भाग नहीं जाएगा या ये developer delivery नहीं कर पाएगा, ये project अटक जाएगा. ऐसा बिल्कुल समय नहीं है because रेरा है. Government is extremely strict on with the compliances. इनफैक्ट अब वही डेवलपर बचा है यार जिसको काम करना है, जिसको लिटरली रियल एस्टेट डेवलपर बनना है. इससे पहले द लॉट ऑफ पीपल हु वर जस्ट मेकिंग मनी, फ्लिपिंग. अभी वो गेम नहीं है. द रियल डेवलपर आर ओनली देयर. सो एज अ व्यूअर प्लीज, दिस इज द टाइम टू एंटर रियल एस्टेट. इफ यू हैवंट एंटर्ड येट, if you have, congratulations, and do not exit yet because a lot more is to go in front.
Thanks Mohit. Nitish, your closing comments?
So just one advice to the buyers. I feel that while purchasing a property, they should study the project quite well, especially the layouts on offer, functionality, usability of that actual area he's purchasing. Don't go into hype of anything. Study the developer, study his product that he's developing, and because we feel that if the product is fundamentally good in terms of density, lift planning, green, all those things, and it's a good functional layout which is quite livable, that product is anyway going to beat the market once it's delivered, and then he's going to get a good further appreciation, and he's going to easily liquidate his amount also. होता क्या है, मतलब ठीक है, लोग देखते हैं 10,000 हो गया, मुझे 8,000 में 8.5 में कहीं फ्लैट मिल रहा है, बस खरीद लो उसको. वो लेआउट कैसा है, प्रोजेक्ट की प्लानिंग क्या है, क्योंकि जब वो प्रोडक्ट डिलीवर होता है 12, 13, 14,000 में, तो वो वहां पे जो उस टाइम को उतने पैसे देने जो कस्टमर आता है, वो इस सब चीज को समझता है, वो स्टक हो जाता है फिर इन्वेंट्री, और वो प्रोजेक्ट को और डेवलपर को ब्लेम करता है कि यार ये तो देखो मैं फंस गया रियल एस्टेट में. So I think be cautious. It's one of the biggest purchase that you do in your lifetime. Anybody does while purchasing real estate. So study the project, the planning. It's very important, and I think then you'll never get stuck.
Abhishek, basically Nitish is saying to all our viewers कि please Magic Homes पे जाके पूरा ढंग से study करना. फिर ढंग से घर खरीदेगा.
Absolutely.
No, I hope that adds a lot of value because
it definitely does. You guys have actually made like a जो रेरा बोरिंग सी रेरा वेबसाइट होती है, you made it interesting and ढंग से दिखा रहे हो आप. Very good idea.
Thank you so much on that. Ankush, your comments?
Yeah, I mean, I'll resonate with what everybody said, that real estate is, it's a real asset, and it's a multi-generational asset. It's something that lasts for generations. So it's the gold standard in investment. And agar, jaise Mohan ji ne kaha tha ki bhai, if you not boarded the buses yet, it's always the best time to, get into real estate, no questions asked. And whether you are in it for simple capital appreciation, whether you are in it for an ROI, you go for a commercial or a retail. If you are wanting to build wealth, you want to, bequeath to your future generations, get into residential. It's the right time right now. And ये जो ये drive है, ये तो रहेगा ही रहेगा, ये तो तय है. And Salil ji ने भी कहा था that this boom is going to last for about quarter of a century at least, and I kind of feel the same. So bilkul, I mean, I would definitely tell all the viewers that, take the plunge, make that decision, write that check. You would have met a lot of people, and you would have met a lot of people who are in anticipation of your check. So please go ahead, make that call, visit Magicbricks, know what all you need to know, and write that check and make somebody happy, including yourself.
Thanks, Ankush. With that, that brings us to the end of the discussion. We had a very insightful discussion. Hope all of you enjoyed it. Thank you once again for joining the discussion. Have a good day.